for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
For the first day of 2026, a wonderful Monday afternoon to you, everyone. It's not the first day of 2026, but it's the first day of the real issues with me, Shelton Daniel, accompanied by Terry Fenello on this 12th day of January. And we did indicate to you several times, quite exhaustively last year, that we would be taking a break after our final program on the 12th of December, and we would be coming back on the 12th of January. You know, a few people, I don't know whether it was because of anxiety, I can't believe that they didn't hear us, called me a few times to ask, when are you coming back? You know, and I did joke with a couple of them and say, you were not paying attention. Daniel Bob took it in very good stride and, you know, had quite a laugh along with many others in the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group. Not so much so for my friend Cheryl. I won't say Cheryl who or Cheryl from where, because people might know. She felt a little bit that I was, you know, being a bit, giving her some attitude that she didn't take kindly to. She and an unnamed friend. So, Cheryl, I hope now you're not vexed with me anymore, and I hope as of today you're talking to me again. That's not true. She didn't stop talking to me. She was quite good-natured about it and so on, but I guess didn't expect me. So, to all of you who were inquiring, here we are, our first program for the new year, 2026. And as a matter of fact, a couple of months from now, it will be 4 years. Yeah, 4 years since the real issue started on the 1st of March, 2022. And as I'm in the habit of when I start, I don't know when to stop. I'm sharing the program for the first time this year with a man who has, whatever the sacrifice, voluntarily, quite cheerfully, with a lot of energy and commitment to it. So, Terry Fenelon, I want to wish you a very happy new year.
To you, my brother.
And welcome to another cycle of The Real Issues. I really appreciate having had you as my companion, as my co-host on the program. And it's a little bit bittersweet that I have to, at the same time, be wishing you Happy New Year, that I have to say accept my condolences on the loss of your dearly beloved mother.
Thank you, comrade.
Okay, so Terry, is there anything that's, you'd like to talk about before Motor Mouth Shelton, just takes over and just runs away with a preamble that lasts the whole program?
No, I told our technician, when Shelton comes today, he's the first day, so he'll be going. So I just have to flow with Shelton. Let me say it's nice to be back. I mean, the holidays were very quiet.
Yes.
My Christmas rally is Christmas Day. In the evening when I take in the boxing, the test match.
Okay. The cricket, yeah. Usually one of the very exciting test matches.
It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything.
Yes.
It's just resting and getting ready for boxing, the test match.
Yes,
Ashes.
Indeed.
Good cricket.
Indeed.
It was a little disappointing, 2 days, but. Apart from that, cool. A lot has happened since.
Yes. Well, I think since I've extended condolences to you on the passing of your mother, maybe we can remember a couple more of the departed during that time.
Yes.
Ben Nathaniel and I have a special bit of history.
The Golden Dragon.
The Golden Dragon. Mm-hmm. We were actually on a program at Radio St. Lucia. Mm-hmm. Back in 2001, IPI in the public interest. He was my guest when, in a preamble that he basically endured quietly, I spoke about a lawyer politician who was pulling his gun. That was in late November 2021 on everybody, especially when he had a drink or two, and that something needed to be done about that. It was really, and the people who had given me the information was the person's good friends. When I say good friends, liming buddies, drinking buddies, who came to me and said, look, man, we don't know what you can do because apparently this guy has a certain friendship with the police and we don't think they're taking it
seriously,
very seriously and so on. And we are worried because some of it has happened in our presence. One of them told me about down in Soufrière at the Piton Falls. Another one told me of an incident that happened in Monrepo. And this thing just went on and on and on and on. And I took it on and I said, a certain lawyer politician who seems to lose control of himself, especially when he drinks and so on. And lo and behold, I had just finished when I raised my eyes and I saw. Now, Ben was there to talk about the politics, which I think he was making his first run as an independent and so on, or whether he was with UWP, Alliance was in the air, a whole lot of things. And I think he held some official position as chairman or whatever, and he came to speak about that. And the manager of Radio St. Lucia at the time came, waited through, and as soon as the commercial break came, told me I'm going to get Radio St. Lucia in serious trouble, and he has warned me already that this is not a Labour Party station or even a government station. This is a national radio station. Right. And what I have said there, whatever, so he wants me to hand over control of the program to Sean Phillip, it was at the time, and he wants me to leave. I had barely gotten to the parking lot. I said, what happened to? And he named the person and he said, that man's a coward or what is he saying, that man? So he told me, he asked me to leave too, And so I've always remembered that thing about Ben having been my companion in the studio that night. Suffice to say, the manager never called me to a meeting or to say, in the interest of due process and natural justice, give me a letter effectively of suspension, because I'd been begging this man for 2 years for my vacation, telling him I'm so tired, I've not had any vacation, whatever. He says, oh man, I'm tired too, we all under pressure, hang in there, we have so much to do, we can't afford for you not to be there. But he was able to tell me in that letter, take whatever vacation is due to you. And listen to that, a determination of your future with the station will be made during the time you're on vacation. So not only does he not call me to a meeting, but he tells me that he will decide my fate while I'm on vacation. Anyway, I ended up seeing the back of him before he saw the back of me. He has all kinds of conclusions. But I've always remembered that night. And after that, Ben Nathaniel has always been very, very nice to me. Remembered meeting him at Dr. Freezer's. So I went to eat something and he came and, we were talking. And I said, why do you call yourself Golden Dragon? Because he'd been sending me until one time I called the person. I said, there's been here, And we sat at the same table. We ate together. We chatted and so on. And that would have been maybe year before last and so on. And as always, it was a nice and pleasant interaction with him. Whatever his political views, he never had any kind of nasty or malicious kind of thing about him, about wanting to mess you up. He was always relaxed. And it's only when I was updating a sister of mine who lives overseas, and that bid Nathan, she said, wow, she's so sad. She didn't know that she had apparently been. And she said, we were at school together. I knew him from school days. Right. And he was always that cool guy. And it's like, you could see she was really, really heartbroken
about it, yeah.
So, we want to remember Ben Nathaniel, whatever people thought about him. And the kind of fellow who I would tell him, then you see, you're a mad fellow, he never took offense. He would laugh it off and so on. This sort of thing. At one time, I think it told me, but dragons are mad creatures, They're so mad, they don't even exist. So we really feel sad about Ben Nathaniel. I don't know what was your personal.
No. I mean, what you have described there, I've always had a pleasant relationship with him.
Yes.
I mean, from Nato's booksteore just across from the RC Primary, So I knew him a long time. And you're right, Sheldon. All my interactions with him, it has never got to the point of arguing or anything. It was just always.
Sometimes I wondered why Ben wanted to make any foray into politics, because politics to me is for people who have that kind of temperament, and they have to project anger, to convince people of the energy. He never seemed to be that kind of guy. He never seemed to want to vilify anybody or whatever it was. He had his own ideas and he was quite relaxed and easygoing in it. The other person that I think we have to remember, again, Radio St. Lucia, I go back there. This is where I met her. She was working at DBS at the time, and there had been some kind of falling out with whatever the management at the time. And I can't remember if she was referred or if when she was recommended for the newsroom at Radio St. Lucia and saying yes, because I had seen Lisa Joseph moving about the place, and one thing I remembered about her, Lisa had no pride in the sense of anything about the job was was too low down for her, and it made her look too low. Lisa had to come up to Pigeon Point to come. She would take a bus, she would find her way there, and you would see her walking with her tripod, her camera tripod on her shoulder, So there was nothing about it makes me look, unglamorous or anything like that. And it was in these settings that I met her, always pleasant. You greet her, a nice hello, and so on. Now, mind you, when you get to know her close, you get to know Lisa as a person who has a moody side to her. Depending on how the night went, Lisa could be moody, Lisa could be vexed. You could talk to Lisa and Lisa would growl and grumble. I'm not doing that. But afterward, you call her to a little talk and so on, and she would be quite humble and quiet. So you realize it's a momentary, fleeting thing. One time I saw her looking grumpy in the newsroom and all of that. And when I inquired, it was that Lisa was living somewhere. How you call that? Therefore, and so on. When you pass the back of the mall, past the back shores and so on. She was living there, and she was having the time of her life with people breaking into the house. One time she told me, Shelton, I'm hearing a guy, and next thing the guy had a ladder outside at the back of the house to climb into. That guy could have come inside. And then, I guess when she realized that I had a listening ear, she would open up to me about certain things. And Lisa and I, she was a fine person to work with. She was hardworking. She was never somebody who was there like so many people floating, pretending that they're working. She liked to get into things. And like I said, a person who never mind you would see she looked moody. She broke into a laugh very easily. She was very pleasant. I was always impressed with her hard work. When Lisa tell you she is sick and she can't come to work, she have to be really sick, because whatever the situation, she loved her job. She would tell you things, say, Shelton, look, I don't believe this thing about if I do something today, you jump up and tell me I don't like it, because at the moment, it rubs you the wrong way. I think you all need to sit down, you and the manager, and work out a policy so that we know that this is what is acceptable. And who can argue with that, She would tell it to you, speak her mind and so on. So I'm sad about it. I am people bringing up references about what doing it, whatever. But Lisa told me when I came back and contacted her, her contract at GIS NTN was not renewed. And she told me, look, I'm feeling bad because, Shelton, I don't know if you know, I was away, so I would have known I'm a cancer survivor. The medical bills have been very high to be out of work and so on. So that's why when other things came up, I said, look, a person's concerned. So that's why when other things came up, I said, look, a person's got to do what they feel they got to do. But I was instrumental in telling Alyssa, I don't think the non-renewal of your contract at NTN has anything to do with politics, because Comrade David DeMac's daughter, Roma DeMac, was working there, and along with Lisa and one other person who I can't remember, their contract was not renewed. I don't think the Labour Party would have wanted to spite Comrade DeMac's daughter for any reason whatsoever. It might have been, and I think when I told her that, she said, yeah, that sounds a little logical to her and so on. So I don't really know, but who was more brutal on Martinez than I? Who went after this Martinez thing and took it on with the greatest energy and pushed back against it and so on? I did it without ever attacking Lisa. You understand? I had in the back of my mind that she was probably doing what she felt she had to do. Apparently, Lisa was at some brunch or luncheon that they had at Sandals up north for the media in St. Lucia. She was there, somebody told me, looking, enjoying herself, looking okay. And then just in the first couple of days towards the end of the year into the new year, she just suddenly took a turn for the worse. She seemed to have relapsed. Her cancer, which was in remission, came back rather aggressively. And when I got the news, I was told she was at OKAU, looking like I was told that on Sunday. It doesn't look like she'll last the week. Which week we talking about? Next morning. Next morning, I'm getting the word that Lisa Joseph, gone and so on. Gregor Williams,
stalwart.
Yes, stalwart of the archaeological and historical movement, educator. His days as a principal of what was then the Vieux-Fort Senior Secondary School at La Richousse in Vieux-Fort. I think his bearded, face and so on. Castro, that was the nickname that he was given. I don't think it had anything to do with his ideology or politics, whatever. Maybe. But it was cast him freely and openly and so on. But as an educator, maybe you would remember him better than I would. I don't know.
No, my interactions with him were
few and far
between. Lisa, my first encounters, I think, as a principal, she came to do an interview. And we developed a nice, cordial relationship. And you say I was not among her circle. Yes. But we were always cordial and nice to each other, etc.
Michael Gasper, who served as a Creole consultant at Radio St. Lucia, help with the production of news, teach people how to speak and write Creole and all of that, would have very fond memories of her. I think they were very close. There was also a Barbadian who was attached to the newsroom as a consultant, both NTN and who developed quite a liking for Lisa and so on, called Rudon Eversley, former editor of Kana, Caribbean News Agency. And he remembered and he wrote a nice tribute to her and so on, as has Janella Precious, who we had not too long ago after the hurricane plastered Jamaica. Janella was a member of the newsroom at the time, also simultaneous with Lisa. Great team they were. They brought a lot of energy. So indeed.
Tomorrow is not there. So people, folks, listeners, viewers, you got to take this seriously. Care for yourself. Actually, the same day my mom died, it's Thursday, I had an appointment with my ENT specialist. I kept it,
Yes.
Because, there were a few things. I said, well, there's nothing more I can do at the hospital.
Yes.
So I just went across to Tapia, did a little consultation, and he put a question to me, He says, now that the elections are over and stuff, what are your plans, in terms of the media? So I sat in the chair looking at this man, because he's a very, very smart fella, This is a doctor with a lot of experience. What are your plans now? In other words, plan for the program. And he said, I think you guys need to encourage nation building. The elections are over. We need to encourage. And he shared one or two of his plans that he had. And, very good plans for the health sector. And to me, it's been quite a while he has been trying to get things a certain way. And I understood it. Very logical, very cerebral. And I said, yes, Doc, the most I can do for you is when I meet with the Minister of Health, if he comes on the program, hopefully, then we can mention it and stuff. But then he was saying, we need to move now. We have one day. No, he didn't say we. The elections are over. We need to go into nation building.
Indeed.
Because Shelton, and it struck me there and then, you are decimated at the polls, 16-1. The Flabos are still on the same trajectory.
Yeah.
I mean, they have not paused for a minute.
They have not even laid the playbook down, much less to close it. They have not even laid it down to say, okay, I'm reading the books, my eyes are tired, let me just lay it aside for a while. Is on the same vibes they are non-stop. And that is why I say, I wonder if the flabbos only want to see if they can drain energy from the laborers, because you'll take them on, you'll argue with them, okay, test okay, chicane you. And that's what they want, because they must have seen that the playbook that they have attempted, and they really kept it up and so on, that this thing has not worked, that this thing has failed, and to continue it is simply to suck me into the extent that you will drain whatever energies that I have, honestly. And that's why I don't think they should be engaged. They're much bigger fish to fry right now. And I think our Prime Minister touched on some of them in his address, his New Year's address to the nation. So let's just hear just a couple of clips of the areas that he touched on. It was about roughly almost 15-minute address. But we'll just take maybe a sum of about 2 minutes and a half of them. So let's go ahead with the first one, Jaquan.
To society. The defacement of our physical environment with abandoned buildings, derelict vehicles, and unwanted household appliances, apart from being unsightly, is a health and security hazard. In the spirit of environmental responsibility, I call on the public to stop these unsavory practices for the good of our country. This year, we will enact the St. Lucia Unplanned Development Regulation Authority Bill to facilitate the regularization of unplanned developments.
All right, so, the Prime Minister talking about, derelict vehicles, abandoned buildings, and this is very important, especially the abandoned buildings. They can serve as hiding points and cover for vagrants and thieves and all kinds of criminal activity. In addition to being very unsightly, people, casual, cavalier, nonchalant approach that we have to littering and so on. I mean, I sat in the car park of Massey Mega at Shock the other day, and to my left, where I can see the man clearly, there's a man who came in, gentleman-looking, well-dressed fellow, sat in the vehicle, doing exactly what I'm doing when I sit there, go through my phone, read messages, catch up on things. Sometimes I go to a place like Massey Mega, and before I get inside there, I stay in the vehicle for a whole hour. Wow. And I'm watching the man, and the man was eating, which I do myself and so on. But when he finishes, like, he looks at the little at the little hedgerows or where the ornamental plants are, and the man tosses out his glass, out of his vehicle, and it's like, there's not that concern. There's not that even, wow, I wonder if anybody saw me. Then he eats something, the wrapper, oh, this is private property. It belongs to whatever, the Massey or Consolidated Foods people, whatever. You just wantonly littering their property, and you're doing that as if you don't have a care in the world. And on and on and on people go. There are the things that I wonder too, on the roads. Who teaches our drivers? Because people don't seem to care about having their lights number plates and M number plates doing it. There seems to be a crazy fog lights these days. People driving with their headlights bright, and then they have fog lights
even
on.
in the day, and that's blinding
because fog lights are designed to cut through an obscuration, in terms of what we don't have fog really, but any kind of obscuration. So that thing has to have a certain intensity about it. So I don't know, these are little things that I wonder if anybody can do for us. The music that we play in residential areas, the volume at which we play it. We don't care about older people who spend their whole life working and want a little piece in retirement. Or the motorcycles that are deliberately revved to make as much noise as possible. There's some things I wonder if government can do anything for us. But we have another clip coming up, so let's take it.
This year, we'll advance plans for the introduction of an unemployment insurance program while encouraging retooling for our workers. I'm under no illusion that the road ahead will be challenging. Global uncertainty, climate threats, and economic pressures remain real. Recent developments in our wide hemisphere have underscored that reality. Events in Venezuela have reverberated across the Caribbean, disrupting air travel, affecting trade and tourism, and creating unsettling concerns for small, open economies like ours.
Okay, now the matter of insurance is one I'll just comment on very briefly. Unemployment insurance, I mean, that is a wonderful idea. how we actually going to get the coverage, or is it private companies to agree to the coverage? What rate they will want to charge the government, because once it's government, people who are suppliers and so on, you procure, they believe that government ought to be a free-for-all where you can milk money out of it as much as possible. And I will again say government needs to look at whether a model that I saw them using in Antigua, where they have what is called State Insurance Corporation. And you know, this free market doctrine about, government should not be in competition with the private sector, it's unfair because government has the fiscal dominance of being able to levy taxation and to do, I kind of buy that partially. But I think a lot of the time the private insurance companies have let us down. Then they use our money to go on to reinvest in what are dubious schemes that fail and so on, and then people lose their money. Ditto Clico, British American. I mean, to this day we have not gotten satisfactory answers of how money just vanished. But there's something I've said here before, and we need to explore whether it is done at the credit union level, whether it is underwritten by some community means and so on, for sports insurance. And I'm talking about for people young and old who want to participate in sports, that we stop having a culture where we have so much ability, but parents, and you can't blame them for that single this kind of thing. And so there's always that fear that you will get an injury and you'll be a burden on your parents and so on. That whatever it is, that we can have some kind of insurance coverage from down to the school level, that a young child, an older one, a teenager who gets hurt while playing sports and so on, that it does not become, even before they participate, a source of worry to their parents or whoever their carers are, that the kind of care they will need that is not provided under the UHC immediately or primary care, that they'll be able to get it. I am probably not articulating it well, but I think it's something that needs to be looked into. Let's go to the third clip that we'll have from the Prime Minister.
The Cabinet of Ministers has approved the United States to accept the potential transfer of certain third country nationals present in the United States. This agreement is non-binding and is at the complete discretion of both governments. The MOU establishes a framework for cooperation and does not trigger any immediate transfer and future engagements. The MOU is orderly, transparent, and consistent with the laws, policies, and national interests of St. Lucia. Let me make it clear that no agreement has been signed and no details are available as applicable information to the citizens of St. Lucia. I expect that there will be those who are supportive and those who are against providing such support to the United States. But I ask that you rest assured that I'll always put you first and act in the best interest of the people of our beloved country, no matter how difficult the decisions may be.
All right, folks, this one, I have heard it, and not for the first time. The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda not too long ago announced that there's been some kind of arrangement that they have agreed to, or the United States has proposed that their country basically give consideration to accepting deportees from the United States. I have my misgivings about it, but I understand, as we say in our Creole, l'eau pas force fait bouffeb, and the manner in which the world is moving right now. The United States, undoubtedly, militarily, economically, and otherwise, the world's most powerful country, seems to have taken a course for the bold, the naked, the unbridled, unmoderated projection of its power to get others to bend to its will, whether we like it or not. I don't know of any time where a nation is talking to allies, about annexing them, annexing Canada. We'll make Canada the 51st state. We'll take Greenland, whether you want to give it to us
or not.
Both Canada and Denmark/Greenland are members of NATO, to be talking to them like that, whether you're serious or not, things that can be negotiated, that can be talked about. We saw what happened in Venezuela. So it is not something I think we can fault Gaston Brown or Terence Drew or Philip J. Pierre, if they say, okay, we'll consider it and so on because of the way things are going. so that we can find that if we may be asked at some time to take Kilma Abrego Garcia, we know this guy who became famous, I think he's Venezuelan, attempted to deport him, you know. He was actually sent to El Salvador, but the U.S. court said, no, you know, you have not gone through due process, bring the guy back, which is why I wrote, and somebody said, please explain what I mean. It seems to me that what we are dealing there is not refugee or deportee. What we're doing there is exile, because how can you take a guy who's from Venezuela, he's living in the United States, you decide you don't want him there, and there was even consideration to send him somewhere in Africa. You know, I mean, what connection can a Latin American person, Spanish speaking, have with an African country? It seems to me a situation where you do not want to obey your own courts in your own land. You want to to evade the rulings of your own courts, basically to be an outlaw within your own domestic space, to not submit yourself to the justice and judicial authorities of your country by exiling people to other countries. Now, is that the reputation we want to have? But do we want to have our own visas revoked and so on? So sometimes you have got to keep your head down, play ball, be humble a little while and so on.
Stoop to conquer.
Yes, stoop to conquer and so on. And hope that certain things, they will pass and they will go away, and that a different kind of mood will basically take over. So this one, although it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me because of the Prime Minister announcing it, because I had heard it already. Yeah. The news from St. Kitts, the news from Antigua and so on. And given what is happening there. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So let's play the final clip and then we'll go into our first
information given to the government of St. Lucia regarding any changes in the United States visa policy for St. Lucia and St. Lucians wishing to travel to the United States. Our future prosperity cannot be secured by about harm to all of us. I plead for the responsible use of social media. Social media should not be used as a tool for misinformation, for slander, and the denigration of citizens in private or public life. In the final analysis, it is the country that suffers.
Okay. So these were the four, little excerpts that I decided. There's a lot more in the Prime Minister's speech, a lot more to unpack, a lot more that we could make the basis of discussion. I don't know about his plea for social media, whether it will be heeded. Usually, when certain people believe that they have the capacity to hurt you, pointing it out to them seems to only excite them. And as Terry has pointed out, and I have observed, and I'm sure many of you, there seems to be a determination to continue along the same path, despite the results. So therefore, I will say, those of us who are patriotic, those of us who are nationalistic, let us put our heads together as to how we can make this country a better place. There will always be those who will be the bitter and sour, killjoys and persons who just have this psychopath, sociopath mentality that they want to be wreckers of everything because that seems to bring them some kind of gratification. We can't really stop them, but I think when it really mattered, the last time the opportunity was given on December 1st, the overwhelming majority of St. Lucians, they spoke.
And I want to continue on that video when you come back, if you don't mind.
Yes, they spoke firmly, they spoke decisively, they said what they thought of all this, dirtbag behavior that we have seen, and which, as Terry indicated, is continuing, but we don't have to be part of it. Real issues. Powered by Blue Waters. We take our first break. When we come back, Terry has a few words, and we hope not long after to open the phone lines.
Back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosile Bus Stop, Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
This is The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, with me, Shelton Daniel, alongside Terry Fennell on our first program for the year 2026, the new year. Once again, Happy New Year to you, everyone. And let's just say, to acknowledge our technical operator who was with us once again for this new cycle, Alton Jaquan Joseph. And I do hope that you enjoyed, your holidays and all that came with it. I know that every day is practically like a Christmas for you. Been following you and hearing you on the shows in the morning with Coalition and the others, and I can tell that you are really enjoying yourself as you should. Terry, there is something that you want to get into.
Yes, Shelton. We took the break, right? And I was expected to just have a wonderful Christmas. A season just of relaxing, 16-1, I know people are bitter and stuff, but I really expected people to chill, you know?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. No, but I think what troubled me, and I think I want to make it, if you don't mind, our theme. Rejoc was called, talk show was called Rejoc, to try to bring our institutions into disrepute. I mean, you have with Claudius and the others, our electoral department, man, first class. We are first class. I mean, it might be about the best in the Caribbean to allow these fellas. I am home, and usually, you know, you turn into Facebook. That's why I think the Prime Minister is right, you know. No, there's nothing we can do about it. But the ridiculous things you see posted on Facebook against the country. And then Shelton, oh my word, I forgot something in my vehicle. I forgot. Do you have a copy of our... and you know, Shelton, I will not say the spirit left me, but it dawned on me that, hey, we have a problem. Yeah, thank you. As a new manifesto. As a new manifesto. People, have your Bible, eh? I have, I think, 1 or 2 extra copies in the vehicle. And then, Shelton, it dawned on me that there are people who are masquerading as patriots. They say they are solution and masquerade and writing all kinds of magic, trying to get the Prime Minister to talk out of turn. But one thing you have always said, Shelton, we must trust our leader. He has not yet set a foot wrong. Am I right?
Yes.
He has not made a misstep, you know. He is measured, as Titus told us. He thinks things through. He's prudent, and he does not talk out of turn. He listens to his technocrats and the professionals. Why do you think the economy has rebounded and is doing so well? Because the people with the relevant, the requisite skills in the Ministry of Finance are able to advise him. And he knows his stuff too. But they're able to do things. We have turned the economy. The IMF expected the economy to be to turn around in 23, 24, you know. He did that in no time. So he's a man who listens, and he's not reckless, he's not hasty. But Sheldon, it dawned on me that there is something we have to do from time to time. And maybe even when you're not there, I think that's what I'm going to open the program with this, and I'll tell you why. Play a video one.
With God as my guide, I pledge allegiance to my country, St. Lucia. I proclaim that I will serve my country with pride and dignity and will defend it with vigor and valor in the pursuit of excellence, justice, and equality for all. With God as my guide, I pledge allegiance to my country, St. Lucia. I proclaim that I will serve my country with pride and dignity and will defend it with vigor and valor in the pursuit of excellence, justice, and equality for all.
Now, you know, Shelton, from the time, this was written by Jeff Elvin, Mighty Pele.
Okay.
After that.
Yes.
For those who don't know. And for all the time, from the time it came out at the institution I was at, we repeated that every day. Now, you know, this thing took new meaning for me during the holidays. When you must have people, that's a practice, you must, reflection. When I reflected on some of the things that are going on, I realized that there are people who are enemies of St. Lucia. Because Shelton, in times of difficulty, when your country is going through a bad patch, not through the fault of anybody, you have an external power exerting all kinds of pressure on us. There are people who are gleeful. They are rejoicing. And they're asking, when will be St. Lucia's turn? You understand what I'm saying, Shelton? These people cannot love St. Lucia. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what color you carry. Whether it's red, yellow, blue, what other color they have? Orange. St. Lucia must be placed first. And we have to join hands together to fight the common enemy, whatever it is, whoever it is, to put our country first. We cannot be seen to be siding with the enemy, cannot be seen to be rejoicing when the country, through no fault of its own, is put under pressure. And there are people, St. Lucians, patriots, they call themselves patriots, seemingly, trying to use reverse psychology. But Prime Minister, hold strike. Now, I'm not going to do it today because we have to open the legs. It's the first show. We may do it later on. Nehemiah chapter 6. Those of you who are Bible scholars, I will not read it now. It tells the story of Nehemiah trying to build a wall. Right, Shelton?
Yes.
You are aware of that.
Of those who had returned from captivity.
The captivity.
Babylon, yeah.
Philip J. Pierre is our Nehemiah. Building the country. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. From 2021 to now, that's what he has been doing. Building us up. Building the country. He is our Nehemiah. But you see, Shelton, in the camp, you could put a picture too. Picture one. In the camp, the Nehemiah speaks about Sanballat. Right, Shelton? And we have a lot of Sanballats in our country. Now, Shelton may not want me to do that, but I call names. Talk show host Timothy Polion, Rick Wayne, Lucian Parrott, and the rest. Patriot, Lucian Patriot. These people are hell-bent on trying to destroy our country. They are not patriots. They are traitors to our country. You cannot tell me, through no fault of ours, through no fault of the Philip J. Pierre administration, we are being forced and bullied. And you're not rejoicing. Because you want what is bad for the country. You are a Sanballat. Who is a Sanballat? A man who challenged to destroy and stop progress while Nehemiah was trying to build Jerusalem. This is a wicked spirit. That kind of, and that is why next time you take it 17, because your dirty politics will not resonate with the people. And that is our job, Shelton, to educate, to reach. We have 4 years to get 10,000 more votes. Your voting, your popular vote will be reduced by 10,000 because you all are evil. You all have the spirit of Sanballat in you all. You do not want to see progress because your party is not in power. And some of you promised big jobs. What? $26,000. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at, eh? You all are Sanballats, and that's the name you have to use for them. They are Sanballats.
Spell it. First.
It's on the screen. Sanballat. That's who they are. Nasty, dirty spirit. You're trying to fight progress. You're trying to bring your country down because you are not in power. You cannot feed at the trough. So so read Nehemiah 6 at another time, when I have time, maybe in the first segment, we will deal with it. We have to build, but we have to keep our hands on the trigger. I don't mean literally, yeah? Not literally. That is not literally. So we build with one hand, but we have to be vigilant against those Sanballats in our midst, the traitors, the spies. And you know the same techniques that we use in that time, they are being used now. Read Nehemiah carefully. False information that was used, you know. The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun, Shelton. On Nehemiah 6, nothing new under the sun. False information. They even invited him so that they can, poison him and stuff. Nothing new under, and I'm not afraid to call the names because they are traitors to this country. They want to write and be intellectual. But at the root of this is your bitterness, trying to get the Prime Minister to talk out of turn so they can musty pay on him. That ain't going to happen. The Prime Minister will speak. Those of us who love our country will help him build. We're going to use one hand to build, and we're going to keep our next hand. And you know what that next one is? Shelton and I, Jaim and Yadi, Mary Polius, and the others, to dispel. That's what we're going to use. We're going to use the power, the platform that we have, to speak out and to call you out. Because you'll have nothing, you'll have no good intentions. You'll are rotten, you'll are bitter. You cannot take 60. Because you know, Shelton, when you thought you had influence, because you know that's what they call themselves, influencers. I don't know if it's influencers or I don't know. They think that they know that they have power. And if all your machinations, all your evil deeds, every pride and the ego, so you'll have to come back. Some of them even come to vote. So you'll have to come back. Some of them even come to vote. That is hurting. That hurts. And so you're on the rampage because you cannot understand how a person like me who is so good, when I say me, not me, like you figure, well, you have influence and you could do this and that, and you got boy, I'm on TV, I cannot use the expression. But you got that whooping. It takes a long time to come to terms with that. But Sanballat, that's how I'm going to refer to you all. And that's how I'm really issues people. That's how you refer to them. Sanballat. Go to Nehemiah. Wicked spirit. The spirit of Sanballat. That's what is now evident in the camp of the United Workers side. They're trying to stop progress, but you can't stop progress. You can't stop it because my prime minister is wise and he has backer. And we're going to call you all out at every turn. We're not going to allow you all. Yes, a man who you don't like progress. You figure. Well, let us say the SPC schools, tourism. We have free ships in the harbour now, free cruise ships. You think it's only Labour Party supporters that'll be hurt? It hurts the country. That is why Flabos, the moderate ones, don't fall for that, because you will suffer also. Don't wish bad on your country. Listen to the pledge. Defend your country. It doesn't matter who is in power. Defend your country. Don't allow these people to brainwash you and mamagayu. These people they're fighting for their jobs. $26,000 is not easy, boy. That ain't easy thing to stomach. You know, that's nothing to sneeze at. That will pass. For another 10 years, you'll be in the wilderness. All of y'all, Timothy and all of y'all who are trying to bring our country down, you will not succeed. And I'm going to guarantee you, if I'm alive, Shelton will be alive, during the next 4 or 5 years, we're taking at least 10,000 more votes from y'all. We're going to decimate y'all at the polls because y'all have the spirit of Sanballat and the...
Thank you.
I'm going to link it next time, maybe tomorrow to this. I needed to get that off my chest.
Well, we're already at 125. So I don't know.
No, well, okay, let me just go back. Play the pledge again, and I'm going to show you how. I'm not sure this guy. Just play the pledge again, video one.
With God as my guide, I pledge allegiance to my country, St. Lucia. I proclaim that I will serve my country with pride and dignity and will defend it with vigor and valor in the pursuit of excellence, justice, and equality for all.
The only thing in that, Shelton, I pledge allegiance to my now the cabinet of ministers, prime minister. We have to make that true, because these days when you are sworn in, we are pledging allegiance to His Majesty the King. I don't like that. I want us to be in sync. We pledge allegiance to the people of St. Lucia. And the pledge, Sheldon, when you look at it, basically, when you look at the core values in the 2025, I wonder if these fellas, on the 2026 manifesto, I wonder if these guys, looked at that because it encapsulates the pledge. When you look at the core values, the vision and the core values, respect for the law, the rule of law, inclusive trust, equity, So the framers of the I'm not sure, I was not party to it, so I can. You may have looked at that and stuff. The only thing that is not congruent there is that we are pledging allegiance to His Majesty the King. And I'm hoping in this term of our reign that we move to a republic. Let the naysayers, let the Sanballats eat themselves up. Eat yourselves up, Sanballat. Evil spirit, evil people trying to get the prime minister to become this. Philip J.P. is not so. Titus told us that he's measured. He's not reckless. It doesn't only talk about, that doesn't only relate to finance, It relates to everything that he does. He speaks when he has to speak. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. We're not going to bend to any pressure. I don't like Shelton. I don't like the fact that we have to take in, but we are pragmatic. You understand? We understand the geopolitics. So we know it is what it is, Mr. Prime Minister, and we are not going to say anything there against Mr. Trump. We're not going to bruise his ego. We'll cooperate with the United States because when push comes to shove, we need them. We need our planes flying, we need the cruise ships coming, and we need their assistance. So, you could say what you want. You could do what you want. You could eat yourselves. Call us in. And will change the price of coffee. We are not losing one vote on this. If you believe that will cause cost us anything. We are not losing a vote on that. We're going to maintain our votes and we're going to increase it by the 10,000 you'll lose in the next election because you'll have not learned a lesson. You're on the same, according to my partner, the same sipak takra. See, that was a spot, by the way. It's like a volleyball with your foot. You never change the price of coffee. We're not losing a vote. So continue on your merry way. We are going to consolidate and we're going to promote the government, our government. And let me tell you something. I don't know for Shelton. Shelton will have other topics, but I have a one-track mind. Is to defend my prime minister and this government. And I'm not going to deviate from that. I'm going to take you along. However you'll come. Bowl fast, bowl speed. I can bat. Maybe we could take the break, Shelton.
Yeah, just before we go for the break, Shelton, don't forget our EC dollar is also linked to the US.
Correct.
Can Trump stop it? The visa, but the EC dollar. Your thought on that? Let me know, please. Well, I know our EC dollar is pegged to the US dollar, and I think this came about by an agreement which was negotiated between the Caribbean states, I think within the West Indies Associated States and so on, with the United States. And our currency is backed by actual US dollars that we hold at the central bank. And I think over the years, the central bank has been telling us that the backing with US dollars is not a full 100%, but 97 point something percent. So for every 100 US dollars that we have 97 point something. For every 100 EC dollars that we have 97 point something US dollars and so on. Now, I don't know about stopping it because right now, the value of the US dollar is only maintained for what you might consider to be artificial means and so on. They don't have any gold standard backing. They are only printing money. The United States is so heavily indebted. And we're talking about the public agencies, the government of the United States. I mean, I don't know if any of us can have a concept of what $38 trillion is. That's $38 trillion.
That's mind-boggling, man.
And just the interest and whatever every year is rising by an additional $1 trillion.
Yes.
So by the end of the current fiscal year, it will be 39 trillion. And they have no idea how they're going to pay that debt. So I don't really know. We need to talk about that a bit more and so on. I mean, I think a lot of Donald Trump's behavior now is that he recognizes that he is in an absolute dilemma and quandary, the country. As the president, he doesn't know what to do. America doesn't know what to do. And that debt is going to increase. So the Venezuela thing, the Iran thing, a lot of things, now that I understand it a little better, they make sense to me why he feels he needs to take those measures that we see as wickedness. But they are wickedness, but they are really desperate measures that the United States is taking. But we'll talk about that a bit. There's another message. Someone says, Shelton, the stray cows on the highway.
Yeah.
That's another one. I'm talking about the bright lights and people not dimming and so on. Well, I'll tell you something. I was just coming from up north and I was just crossing the shock roundabout to continue into town. And I had that triple hazard that we're talking about in the area because there were some cows on the grassy area just at the bottom of the flyover, the pedestrian flyover. Yeah. And they're there because they're relaxing there. I suppose they can eat some grass. And there's also a guy who looks like he's standing on the sidewalk because he doesn't want to take the trouble of going through the overpass. So he's looking for an opportunity, and the median barriers have come to the end just about there. Yeah. And I am deciding, my goodness me, if that guy decides to just step off the curb, because that's Christmas, New Year season, where people have all kinds of things in their head and they kind of think, or one of those cows decide that it's time to go out and cool out on the beach or whatever. And at the same time that I'm there trying to figure, there are people behind you who are impatient burning. That's when some guys coming from town and they have that bright light and you there and the fog light and everything. And like I said, this is a time where they're leaving the median barriers, so you don't have the protection. And I mean, this thing is bathing you and you have a decision to make, because if you see a cow decides to step out at that time, or that guy decides to step off at the time, and you disoriented with those kinds of lights, I don't think we need to have police and government on our backs all the time. We can make better decisions and behave better in the society to make it safer, to make it cleaner, to make it more secure, to make it healthy and so on. A lot of the things we can do ourselves. And this is the kind of messaging that I want to push. Election done, campaign over. The election has been won decisively, comprehensively. You don't even need to say by the St. Lucia Labour Party. It's, that election has been won in a manner which says St. Lucians are not divided. They're very much united. There's very little division,
Right.
And so I don't need to be cussing flabos and to be, shaking my fist at it. The election results spoke to a people who were, while I would not call it unanimous or consensus and so on, but the margin of the victory and the numbers and all, they say that St. Lucians have bought into certain things. We don't even need Philip J. Pierre doctrine. We don't need, just like they try to have Belrose doctrine. The people have spoken what it is that they endorse and what it is that they support. And I believe people need to stop having a gouvernement mindset that everything is the government. The government, there is much that we can do. We are empowered. We can self-empower. We can empower others. We can empower the country by just some small actions that we can take in our everyday life. The littering, we can stop it. The bad driving, we can stop it. There are so many things we can do. Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters. We'll be back shortly.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway. Call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop opposite the Grosley Bus Stop, Prio's Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosse Lane.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The telephone lines are open for your calls. The numbers to dial 487-9849, and you can also reach us on the landline, which is 4533911. Jaquan, does that mean that we're getting a call there?
Ready?
All right. Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year to Mr. Filino. Happy New Year to you, Shelton.
Good afternoon. Happy New Year to
Good
you
afternoon
too.
to you.
Yeah, man. I like the way you're set, man. How is your family? How it was with yours for the season?
Yeah, we're doing okay.
All right, okay. What I call to say is that what is happening in the Caribbean right now and in the world is not none of the governments or the presidents that are doing that. It's just that that thing is happening there. What Trump is doing there, it's affecting the whole world. You understand? It will affect it's already affecting the whole, and it will affect the whole world. So what is happening to us in these little countries like in the Caribbean? We have no strength. We have no power. We have no, like Yadi said this morning, we have no bomb. The only bomb we have is, one man and woman. I laugh at that so much. And this is Yadi and thing. They came this morning the same way, and they were trying to put confusion. They should just sit back and try to put their heads together and for all of us to work together, because election passed already. It's not campaigning that started already for, So they themselves, now they know the truth, They know the truth, but they're just trying to continue on this negative and this evil way to try to confuse people. I give other people a chance to call, but have a blessed day and a blessed week in Jesus' name.
Thank you.
Very considerate of you. Thank you very much.
All right.
I think we're getting another call right now. So let's release the line there and let's take one on the WhatsApp line. Hi, Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes,
Hello.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Shelton, Mr. Felino. Happy New Year to you, my dear brothers.
Good man. Happy New Year to you too.
Yes, my brother, I want to join the chorus in extending my condolences to you, my brother. I know you are strong enough.
Thank you.
Hold on tight.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, Shelton, I hope that we all had a great season, and I can watch you all there. I can see that, and I just want to extend Happy New Year to all Real Issues friends. I had a chance to meet PG Constructing. I mean, he's on island, and we had a chance to meet with him at Big Admin. Although it was brief, but it was very important that I got to know him and he got to know me. So he's still on island, and I'm saying, PG, continue enjoying your holidays. I'm getting out of hibernation from today, so we go talk again later throughout the programs. Have a blessed one.
Okay, my friend. Thank you very much. All right, we're getting another call on the landline, I think. Hi, good afternoon, Real Issues. You're on the air. Okay, 487-9849. You can WhatsApp call us on that number. And you can also reach us on the landline, which is 4533911. We are going until 2 o'clock, so if there are no calls, Terry, there was something else you said.
Yes, you could put it on the screen. We have not done that, but real issues. Shelton, could you read the Prime Minister? Could you have read the mystery? Our person of the year.
Oh, yeah, well, I have absolutely no rival, no competition, no alternative to that. Our person of the year is undoubtedly Philip Joseph Fair.
I mean,
has to be.
Not only has he stepped the economy well, led us properly. We have a call, but maybe you could leave that there.
All right.
Yeah.
Real issues. Yeah. Real issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Happy New Year. God's richest blessings and help upon you all.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Cherry, accept my sympathy.
Thank you very much.
And Shelton, I just called to say I miss your show. I miss you all. That's why the last time I called and asked what time you all were coming over.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Deeply moved, deeply touched.
Yeah. A long life to the two of you.
All right, same to you, my friend. Thank you very much. God bless. All right, I was seeing a call flashing on the landline, but it looks like just when we're ending with that other call, the person seemed to have been unable to stay on any longer. Maybe they're calling back right now. Real issues, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Mr. Shelton Daniel.
Hi, hey, forward là.
Good afternoon to you all.
Yeah.
Bonjour, forward là.
Mr. Shelton Daniel, good afternoon.
Oui, mon gars, bonjour, forward là. Bonne année neuf pour.
Forward là. Mais là, la famille, so mon gars, tout ça qui va, Premier ministre, nous, tout, when you special word from a advisor, and I read the congratulations to our Prime Ministers in St. Lucia and all the candidates.
Okay, merci un peu forward là.
Oui, money mérite là. Mais aussi ça m'a attention, moi là, moi levé à bain. Donc on a dû me régler. Parce que tout candidat, tout Prime Ministre nous qui mettait nous à bien, nous connaissons là. C'est ça mon demande papa qui fait. Pourtant, il fait. C'est l'inouvré. Il bon.
Okay.
And quel bagay, m'a dit la quitter. Nous va ba yon te manger, toi manger, l'autre pas manger. Tout nous ka feed tout, nous ka ba tout monde doit manger. All of us, bouche nous fait notre affaire. Not one, not two, not three. All of us, congratulations again to our Prime Ministers and all the candidates. I thank you and we thank you.
Okay,
forward là.
Merci un peu forward là. All right, I think we have another call, or do we release this one from there? All right, we're taking your calls, 487-9849, and also that is the WhatsApp line, and then you can call us on the landline 4533-911. You're on the air, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sheldon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, I'm Fevrier.
Good afternoon.
Not Fevrier, Fenny.
Yes, good afternoon. Happy New Year to you all. Welcome back.
Yes, yeah, thank you very much. Nice to have you with us again.
And I say Happy New Year to my Prime Minister. God blessing upon him. He is working hard. God is there with him. And to my MP, Kenson Kazimi, God blessing is upon you, my rep. And we are there with you, the women's group, the caregiver from Grozile. We are there with you and all the ministers. We are praying for you all. To God keep you all there to do a good job 2026. We are rallying with you all the elderly and all the senators, all persons that come out and vote to put our Prime Minister back there for the 5 more years to finish the job he had started. And Prime Minister, I'm proud of you and your family.
Thank
Good afternoon to my elderly lady, Marie Shasta of Kaimaji. So Kaimaji are in the house, Sheldon.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay. All right, let's release this call. You know, folks, I don't like to leave things half finished. We'll have many days of them to talk, but I'm seeing another caller on the line, and once I declare the lines open for the callers, I don't like to take it back. So, caller, good afternoon. Real Issues, you're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon. Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you, my friend.
This is in the Medusa. Prime Minister Kamada no come together. And also Timothy Polio.
Prime Minister Kamade Nupu come together because
He will come together as one. That Timothy Polio of air. He didn't as one. Timothy Polio supposed to take so air. Because Timothy Polio says voice of the voiceless. Merci.
I don't quite understand what
she said. That the Prime Minister has not taken anybody off the air. If the person is not on the air, that's of their own doing. We believe in free speech.
What she's saying that the Prime Minister has
taken Timothy.
No, but the Prime Minister,
that's not true. You see, that's misinformation and lies.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please, okay? Don't do that. You have a caller? Well, just let me say, Shelton, as I've told you all, today is the last day I'll be speaking about this and ballots. From tomorrow, because I have a lot of videos, we're going positive. We're going to highlight the workings of our government. We're going to we were positive in the last campaign. We're going to continue to be positive going forward, because our aim is to ensure that the Flabo side, it's a side, they get 10,000 fewer votes, and we're going to increase our margin further because Philip J. Pierre is working. The cabinet, they are working, and we have to acknowledge that.
All right, thank you very much for that, Terry. 487-9849. You can WhatsApp call us on that number, and you can also reach us on the landline, which is 4533911. We have someone calling. Real Issues, you're on the air. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon for everybody that day.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Neighbor party I want, neighbor party that day. Nobody not take it out.
That's right.
Need that day, need that day. Nobody don't take it out. When the portion of okay.
Merci.
All right,
Merci appeal.
okay, thank you very much. It doesn't look like the WhatsApp line. We're getting calls through it, many of them. I don't know, is there a problem with it? Almost all the calls we're getting are on the landline. We're getting another one on the landline, so not that it bothers me, but I was just wondering whether there was something. Hi, caller, Real Issues, you're on the air.
Hey, Shelton, how are you doing?
Hi, good afternoon to you. Happy New Year.
Terry.
All right, comrade.
Yeah, all the best, Shelton. All the best, and to every technician listening to me.
Yes.
And, you know, Shelton, it's, I could understand that if a government is elected and they're going down the wrong path for us to work, to do, because he took the nomination, when you bring the guys in the house, the swearing in. Put it down to view forth because it's a kind of $500,000 expense. So people, something unusual. So people started talking about this, and it continued like that day in, day out, every week. You actually change because it was making St. Lucia a new St. Lucia. So people couldn't understand that. So you had reasons to start talking about that from day one. But it's something unusual to you. In an election, 2021 to 2025, the government of the day got one seat more. That simply tells you that what you are doing and what you did throughout your campaign for the 5 years did not work. So it is time to go back to the drawing board and to see what you could do. It will change the price of coffee. But to tell me now you have external forces, you're trying to bully small islands, and you're jumping on the bandwagon, will that change the government? I don't see that changing the government. I don't see that putting any pressure on the government to see that the government is going to fall. So you would do something in a rather fact. If you see that government will fall, you will go in that direction. But that will not change the price of coffee. I mean, Sheldon, you agree?
Yeah.
When you watch Grenada only have about 5 homicides per year or even less. And to tell me, because Grenada is not agreeing with you throwing your hand, your strong hand, and putting them, grading them advisory, for Grenada is crying. So you not see what's going on. The man wants to get his way, and you actually going after Philip, you're going after now not that they're not going after St. Vincent. You realize that? Mm-hmm. They're not going after St. Vincent, they're going after Kamala. So they're going behind all the leaders that are associated with labor. What gain can you get in that? Destroying your country? Destroying the country? That is not the local politics, you know. You have moved that to the international. Whatever you put there on the net is hurting us, you know. And it's hurting you. And even though you live outside of the nation, it's hurting your family that are living here. Because it's a domino effect. So you're not doing things to hurt Philip Pierre or Richard Frederick or Ernest Hiller. All of us, including your families. But I want a broader understanding of this, Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
Is the refugees anybody or refugees that, for example, that people that were born in the U.S., for example, that have Russian parentage, but they are U.S. citizens? And are they the ones they're talking about?
Well, I don't know how such a person. To me, a refugee is somebody who's fleeing distressing circumstances. You know, like war. People who are escaping from war zones. People who have had devastation of where they're living or where they are born or whatever because of earthquake or volcanic eruption or that sort of thing. I cannot see somebody leaving the United States as a refugee unless they're being persecuted or unless, you know, there is some major situation in the United States. What we are seeing there are people who the United States the government of the United States wants out because it has tried to deport them and the courts has blocked their deportation. Mm-hmm. So they want to get rid of them in defiance of the courts. To me, that's not refugee. You can't even call them deportees, because if you're deporting somebody, why are you deporting them to a third country? Because there is an international law that every country that you are from is supposed to accept you back when you are deported. Mm-hmm. So that seems to me to fall into the category of exile. That's what I'm calling it. But I don't know.
Yeah, because but we have to monitor it to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't mean that every refugee. Not because for example, Shelton, I personally know of a solution who went to Canada and claimed refugee status.
Yeah.
So there are solutions that are migrating and using refugee status to get citizenship, you know.
Yeah. I've heard that. But usually a person is a refugee from either their home country because of political persecution, because of disaster, because of something of that kind. To tell me that somebody is a refugee, you know, from the United States where there is no war, invasion or anything like that, I don't know. Something is just not right. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to understand it. I want a broader understanding of it. But I just pray that, you know, the midterms will come quicker.
Yeah.
And that will be that.
Okay. Thank you very much, buddy. Thanks a lot. All right, we probably can.
Okay, as I said,
we're just about 3 minutes away from 1. So
lottery is coming on.
Yeah, not a lot of time.
Yeah, well, folks, going forward, we're going to be positive. We're going to highlight because a lot has taken place, Shelton.
Yes.
School openings. Baby has a nice video out of his works and what he's going to continue to do. Kifo and stuff. We're going to be pushing our government and the good works. So leave those pervades that side, but we're going to leave them to their own devices. Let them continue on the merry way, and they'll be further decimated at the polls.
All right. Somebody sent a message, which I'll read before we go, Terry. Are you aware that a homicide took place at Arundel Hill in Castries and was not reported? A gentleman was shot by a retired police officer, and they named the officer for a table. The man was placed in a cell at the Marsha police station and died in there. No news outlet carried that story. I did hear about a shooting.
A shooting, yes.
I thought it was a police, an active duty police who shot. It's now I'm hearing that it's a retired police officer. So that needs some kind of investigation and so on. Something needs to be done. We cannot treat the taking of a human life as something that is.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you very much, Terry. Once again, thank you very much, Jaquan, and thanks everyone for being part of the first Real Issues program for 2026. On behalf of all of us here, until tomorrow, same time, from 12:30 until 2, This is Shelton Daniel for The Real Issues powered by Blue Waters, signing out.
The voice. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.